So guys, we are starting with the numericals now. So what we are doing now are the numericals of the A part of the chapter. So we'll do the solved examples now. Okay, so these are all machines A part numericals, and I think this is our video number 2 on machines. Guys, I'm doing the example, so you'll have to refer to your textbook. I'll still read out the question for you. So they say a machine is driven by 100 kg mass that falls 8 meter in 4 seconds. So I can say, like out here, say for example, this side is the effort, this column, and this column is about the load. Now, just for our understanding, okay, I'm giving this analogy. Let's say out here we have like something like a seesaw. There is a mass which falls over here, and because this mass falls over here, this load will be lifted up. Okay, this will fall over here and this thing has to start moving up. Remember, the problem is not about the seesaw. I've just made it just for our understanding. So let's say a machine is driven by a mass of 100 kg. So mass is equal to 100 kg. That falls, so height is equal to 8 meter. Here our height I can also write it as dE, displacement of effort. Time is equal to 4 seconds. And it lifts a load of mass 500 kg. So the mass of the load which is lifted out here is equal to 500 kg. Gravity is equal to 10 meter per second squared. And we have to calculate the force exerted by the falling mass. So the first part is, what is the force exerted by the falling mass? So if you remember, formula of force is mass into gravity, 100 into 10, which is equal to 1000 Newton. Okay, second part. What's the work done by this falling mass? Now, in displacement of 8 meter. So work done by the falling mass is as good as the work input. You can write it as what? mgh. M is how much? 100, gravity is 10, height is 8. So your answer is 8000 joule. Then third part, the power input to the machine. So as we know, what will be power equal to? Work upon time. But since it's an input, we'll write work input upon time. Work input is 8000, time is how much? 4 seconds. What is 8000 upon 4? 2000 watt. Since it's power, the unit will be watt. Fourth part, the power output of the machine is, the efficiency is 60%. So now how to find power output? So we can say that the power output is equal to 60% of your power input. Remember, your input will always be more than your output. So what will be 60% means 60 upon 100. Your power input is 2000. Solve it, you will get 1200 watts. Now the fifth part of the sum. They are asking is work done by the machine. What do you mean by work done by machine? So work done by machine is same as what? Work output. Now what is the work output equal to? There are two ways we could do. You can just do this power output into time, one of the method, or you can do what, 60% of your work input. Also you could do it that way also. So you can use any one method. You can do what? Power 1200 into time is how much? 4 seconds. Or I can do what? 60% of your power input, work input. So I'm doing work output is equal to what? I'll use 60% of work input, which is equal to what? 60% of work input, which is how much? 8000. So that is equal to how much? 4800 joule. That's your answer. Okay, done. If you realize, we actually did not use only machines at all in this. We are using more of work per energy, and except that we use the concept of efficiency, but that's how now it's given in the machines chapter, so we had to do it. Okay, example number 2. Now they are saying calculate the ideal mechanical advantage in which the effort arm is equal to 60 centimeter. So out here your effort arm is equal to 60 centimeter, load arm is equal to 4 centimeter, and they're asking us to find out ideal MA is how much. So ideal MA is equal to what? Effort arm upon load arm. 60 upon 4 is equal to what? 15. Example number 3. Guys, I think we'll mark this sum as a CB. I'll repeat once again. Ideal MA and VR is the same, so that's why I wrote the formula of VR for it. Example number 3. They are saying draw a simple diagram of a fire tower. So you don't have to actually draw a fire tower. They are asking us to just draw a simple diagram of a fire tower. So I've just drawn too big and draw a little smaller one. So that's a load. Out here there is a load. That's your fulcrum, and this is your effort here. Okay. Now what are they asking us to find? First part, name the class of the lever. So this is which class of a lever? Class tongs, right? Class 3. Now if load arm is 15 centimeter, they are telling us that load arm is equal to 15 centimeter, effort arm is equal to 5 centimeter, then what is the mechanical advantage? So even here when they have not mentioned, they obviously mean what, ideal mechanical advantage only, remember, even when not given. So we can say that ideal MA or just MA is equal to VR is equal to effort arm upon load arm is equal to effort arm upon load arm is equal to 1 upon 3. Okay. Now next problem, example number 4. Example number 4 is on crowbar. It's a 2-star problem. Now see out here, if you don't know what class of machine is a crowbar, it will be difficult for you to solve. So in this chapter, that's the thing, it's an application chapter, so you have to know what is a crowbar. So if you do not know, crowbar is a class 1 lever, correct? So there will be load on one side and fulcrum on one side. It's a 2 meter, so it will be 0, and I'll mark this as 200 centimeter. They are saying it is pivoted about a point 10 centimeter from its tip. So the pivot is out here. How much is it? 10 centimeter. Remember, in a crowbar, the longer arm is always the effort arm because it's a force multiplier, and the shorter arm is always the load. The load is always on the shorter arm. So crowbar is what kind of a machine? It's a class 1, but it's a force multiplier. Okay. Now calculate the mechanical advantage. So first, the distance from here to here is what? Effort arm, which is equal to 200 minus 10, so that becomes 190. Distance from load to fulcrum is what? 10 centimeter. That's your load arm. So first part is what you have to find out. Find its mechanical advantage. So what is MA equal to? Effort arm upon load arm. Effort arm upon load arm is equal to 19. Second part, what is the least force which must be applied at the other end? At the other end, what is the least force? So as to lift a load of 100 kgf. Now they are saying the load is 100 kgf. So what we are going to do is, we can say what MA is equal to what? Load upon effort. Those who are finding it difficult to remember the mechanical formula, remember MALE, male. Remember this, male. So mechanical advantage is load upon effort. Now what is the load? 100. What's the effort? We don't know. Mechanical advantage is 19. On solving, your effort will come 5.26 kgf. Remember, I'm not doing any conversion out here. They did not give us the gravity, so we just ignore it. We'll also leave it as it is only. Example 5 is a 1-star problem. Okay, now a uniform seesaw 5 meter long. So say out here you have a seesaw which is 5 meter long. So this is point is 0, 5, and this is your fulcrum, which must be what, 2.5. Now they are saying it is supported at its center. A boy weighing 40 kg sits at a distance of 1 meter from the center. So though it is 2.5, but a boy is sitting at a distance of 1 meter from the fulcrum, and his weight is how much? 40 kgf. Okay. To which class of lever does it belong? So look at this and tell me what class of lever is it. Obviously it is a seesaw, so it will be a class 1 lever. Now they are saying where should a girl of weight 20 kgf sit? So we don't know where she should sit. So let this distance be what? X. Obviously she should sit on the opposite side, but where we don't know. Correct. Now we have to find out where she should sit. So for this what we can do, actually we have not done. Okay, we can do what, out here. This is your, let's assume this is your load and that's your effort. Okay, so we can say what, according to principle of machines. Okay, it's called as what? Principle of machines. Load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. So this in slang, or in short you can call it as what? POM. Not pom, just POM. Principle of machines. And what's the formula? La 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 EEA, meaning load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. So load is 40, load arm is 1, effort is 20, effort arm we don't know. Cross multiply, effort arm is equal to 2 meter. Answer. But you have to write the final statement. What is the statement you have to write finally? That the girl must sit at a distance of 2 meter from the fulcrum on the opposite side. Remember, if you have not written the statement, you lose the marks for that. Okay, the next problem, example number 6. Now guys, in the example number 6, out here, you are given that a cook uses a fire tongs. Okay, underline cook. They may also ask you in the exams who uses a fire tongs. So you have to say a cook. Now, a cook uses a fire tongs. Fire tongs is which class of lever? If you know, it is a class 3 lever. Now they're saying he uses a fire tongs of length 28 centimeters. So let's make a rough sketch first for you to understand. So say out here that is our load. Now the full length of this is what? 28 centimeter. And that's your fulcrum. This is our load. Now they are saying we are applying an effort at a distance of 7 centimeter from the fulcrum. So an effort was applied here at what distance? 7 centimeter from the fulcrum. And you are given that the mass of this coal is equal to how much? 250 gram, which is equal to how many kg? 0.25 kg. And we are asked to find what is the effort needed. Okay, so you can do the same formula what we did earlier. According to principle of machines, load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. But I'm doing another method right now. So what we'll do first you have to find out the load. Load is mass into gravity. Mass is 0.25, gravity is given 10, so 2.5 Newton, that's your load. Now what's the formula for mechanical advantage? It is effort arm upon load arm. Effort arm is how much? 7. Load arm is how much? 28. That is 1 upon 4. No need to convert into fraction. But we know there is one more formula for mechanical advantage. MA equal to load upon effort. So what is the MA now? 1 upon 4. What's the load? We do not know. Now we know the load. Load is how much? 2.5 Newton. So 2.5. Effort we don't know. Cross multiply. Effort will be equal to what? 10 Newton. Done. Then example number 7. The diagram below shows a lever in use. So there is a diagram given in the textbook. I'll just redraw it for you. So over here there is a load. The load which is used over here is 18 kgf, and there is a fulcrum here, and then there is an effort. Can you figure out what class of lever is it? It is a class 1 lever because the fulcrum is in between. Example. What is an example of this? You can give a seesaw, scissor or something. Okay, but actually if you check properly in the textbook, in that figure the fulcrum is closer to load, so it's a force multiplier. So because it's a force multiplier, it is better to write pliers, though it's not wrong, but according to the figure it's a force multiplier class 1, so we should write pliers. So try avoiding, do not write seesaw then. The next one now, they're asking us how will the mechanical advantage of the lever change if load is shifted towards the fulcrum. Now they are asking us, we are not doing any changes except that we are moving the load towards the fulcrum. When you move the load towards the fulcrum, the load arm is decreasing, correct? The load arm will decrease. So what is MA equal to now? MA is equal to effort arm upon load arm. So if you realize from this equation, MA is inversely proportional to load arm, meaning if your load arm is decreasing, then your MA will start increasing, so your mechanical advantage starts increasing. So that's all, yeah, done. So there is nothing to solve in this sum. I don't know why they gave this 18 kgf then. Actually in the old textbook they've given the numbers, the values also, need to solve something. I think they've changed the question now. Okay, next one is the example number 8. Okay, yeah, in the example number 8 again the same question. So see, for example 8 again we have to use the same figure. So there is a fulcrum here, there is a load out here. That load is equal to how much? 18 kgf. Okay, effort is out here, but we do not know the value of effort. Now so they are saying state the principle of moments is applied to the given lever. So how do we apply it to the given lever, meaning to this particular lever? So now according to principle of moments, okay, according to principle of moments, load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. So we'll say load into load arm, but what is our load arm in this figure? AF. Effort into effort arm, what is the effort arm? FB. So load into AF is equal to effort into FB. That's how we applied it. Now what are they asking us? In the in the B part, now okay, we are also given that AB is equal to 2.0 meter. It means that this is your mark 0, this will be your 200 centimeter, whereas the distance FA is just 20 centimeter. If this is 20 centimeter, how much is this? 180 centimeter. Okay, so now what you have to do in this sum, calculate the effort needed to lift the load. So first what I can do is I can continue the problem in this only. I'll just substitute the values. Load is 18, AF is 20, effort we do not know, and FB is 180. So effort is equal to 18, 180, 180, 0.5 kgf. No, it will be 2 only, sorry, not 0.5. I don't have to divide. So it will be 2 kgf. And answer is in kgf only, yes. Now example number 9. So again example 8 was a 2-star problem. Example number 9 is a 2-star again. A nut which can be broken by applying a force of 40 kgf. This one is a little googly problem actually. The way the data is given, people usually get confused. So a nut which can be broken by a nut cracker. So what class of machine are we using here? Nut cracker. Which is which machine? Class 2. We are saying a nut which can be broken by applying a force of 40 kgf is broken by using a nutcracker having its handle 20 centimeter long. So nut will come here. How long are the handle? You are applying the effort here. So these handles are 20 centimeter and the nut is kept at a distance of 2 centimeter. So basically we'll just write down the data. Your load arm is how much? 20 centimeter. Your effort arm is how much? 2 centimeter. Then your load is equal to 40 kgf. If you are confused how is the load, I'll tell you simpler way to figure it out. They are asking us calculate the minimum force needed to break the nut. It means effort is question mark. Okay. Again we can use what? Use first the mechanical advantage formula, effort arm upon load arm. You will get MA and then again MA is equal to load upon effort. So what is the first formula we should use? First use the formula MA is equal to effort arm upon load arm. And which other formula then? MA is equal to load upon effort. And you will get the ninth one. Then guys, in the exercise, in the numericals, I'll show you one problem which is a little different. Okay, that is a problem number 10. Okay, so this is the numerical number 10, 3 star. This is from the numericals guys, numerical number 10, 3 star problem. In the numerical number 10, first I am making a schematic diagram out here. Basically, this is your there is a wheel given out here and this is the surface, the ground level. Now this center is basically your fulcrum. Then out here on this there is a basket and here you have a handle. So this is your handle to lift it up. So we will try to, so say this is a vertical line and you will be applying effort in what? This direction upwards. Your basket in which you carry all this load and all is placed over here like this. And your load is what? From the center of gravity of this. And what would be the direction of the load? Obviously where? Downwards. So that's your load over here. Now this is your fulcrum and the distance from here to here is given as 20 centimeter. And from here to the other end is given as 40 centimeter. Now in this question they are saying what, that you have a wheelbarrow of mass 15 kg and it carries a load of 30 kgf. So basically what is your actual load equal to? See, the load you are carrying is 30 kgf but the wheelbarrow itself has a mass of 15 kg. So actually you are pulling how much? 45 kgf. Okay, that's your actual load. Now what is your effort arm in this question? So effort arm will be what? Distance from fulcrum to the effort, which is equal to how much? 40 centimeter. What's your load arm? From fulcrum to load, so that's how much? 20 centimeter. So first part they asked us find the load arm, we found it. Then they asked us to find the effort arm, we found it. Then third they asked us what? MA. How to find that now? So MA is equal to what? Effort arm upon load arm. Effort arm is 40, load arm is 20 is equal to 2. And the fourth part now, last part. What is the minimum effort needed to keep it off the ground? Effort is question mark. So again, what's the formula of MA? Load upon effort. MA is 2. Load is how much? We do not know. Effort is how much? Load we know. Load is how much? 45. Effort we don't know. Cross multiply. MA is not okay. Guys, I wrote the wrong data. Sorry. This distance is 40 centimeter. So this will become what? 60. 60 upon 20 is what? 3. So 3. So effort is equal to 15 kg. That's your answer. Okay. So this finishes the numericals of A part. Now next we are going to do the pulley system.